In the dim light of a flickering oil lamp, Alonso de Santa Cruz, a famous Spanish cartographer, meticulously sketched the outline of an island on his map. The year was 1539, and Berja, a small island off the northern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula, was as real to him as the ink on his parchment. Sailors whispered of its existence, and explorers claimed to have seen it. A reddish, pale yellow mass of land that seemed to appear and disappear at the whim of ocean mists. For centuries, Berja was a constant fixture on maps drawn by explorers and cartographers. Its presence was so well established that when Alonso de Chavez, another Spanish cartographer, described the island, no one questioned him. To them, Berja was simply there, a silent guardian of the Gulf of Mexico. But over time, something strange began to happen. In the late 18th century, reports began to come in from sailors who could no longer find the island. By 1921, the island had disappeared from official maps altogether, leaving only memories of its existence. The mystery of Berja, however, did not end with its disappearance. It was only the beginning. In the late 1990s, Mexico and the United States were locked in tense negotiations over the rights to exploit oil reserves in the Gulf of Mexico. The discovery of Berja would have extended Mexico's drilling territory deep into the Gulf. The Mexican government launched 3 separate expeditions, equipped with the latest sonar and ultrasound technology, determined to find the elusive island. But Berja remained hidden, as if it had never existed. The ocean floor was scanned, every inch examined, but the results were always the same. Nothing but a barren sandy sea. Then something even more disturbing happened. Jose Angel Celorio, a Mexican senator and a staunch advocate for expanding Mexico's oil drilling rights, was killed in a car accident. A tractor-trailer slammed into his car on a deserted Mexican highway, crushing him instantly. The timing was suspicious, all too convenient for conspiracy theorists. Rumors spread like wildfire, claiming that the CIA had staged Celorio's death to protect American oil interests. Others claimed that the island had been deliberately erased from existence, destroyed by a force beyond human comprehension. Theories about Berja's disappearance abounded. Some believed that the island had sunk in an earthquake or underwater landslide. Others speculate that early Spanish explorers invented Berja to fool rival nations, using it as a decoy to protect their real discoveries. But there are those who cling to the idea that Berja did exist, just not where the maps put it. Perhaps it drifted away, swallowed by shifting tides, or perhaps it was never an island at all. In 2009, an expedition was finally launched. Using more advanced technology, the team scoured the ocean floor, hoping to find the remains of the island. They found nothing, just emptiness, a void where Berja should have been. Today, the mystery of Berja Island remains unsolved, a haunting puzzle buried by time and sea. It remains in the shadows of history, a story of something that was, or perhaps never was, a place that exists only in the minds of those who desperately need it to be true. in the rolling hills of the Scottish lowlands. Overton Bridge stands as a relic of a bygone era. Built in 1895, the Gothic-style bridge is a wonder of its time, connecting the village to the imposing Overton House. The bridge spans a 50-foot-wide ravine. Its sturdy stone arches a testament to human ingenuity. But beneath its peaceful facade, a sinister mystery lurks. For nearly a century, something inexplicable has been happening at Overton Bridge. Dogs, hundreds of them, have been leaping from the bridge's railings to their deaths. It's as if some unseen force is urging them to jump, dragging them over the edge into the rocky gorge below. Some survive the fall, only to climb back up the slope and plunge off the bridge again, as if possessed by a malevolent spirit. Locals whisper of dark forces at work. They say the bridge is cursed. Some speak of the White Lady of Overton, the ghost of a grieving widow who once lived in the grand mansion. She is said to roam the land, her ghostly form a harbinger of doom for those who cross her path. Others believe the bridge is a thin place, a Celtic concept of a place where the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead is especially thin. But not everyone believes in supernatural explanations. In 1994, the tragedy at Overton Bridge took a horrific turn when a young father, driven mad by the belief that his infant son was the Antichrist, threw the child from the bridge to his death. The man was later committed to a mental hospital, but the incident only added to the bridge's dark reputation. Scientists and animal behaviorists have searched for a plausible explanation. In 2006, David Sands, an animal behaviorist, visited Overton Bridge to investigate the phenomena. He suggested that the dogs were attracted to the scent of wildlife, particularly ferrets, which are known to live in the area below the bridge. The dogs, with their keen sense of smell, may have followed the scent unaware that there was a deadly precipice. Sands also noted the bridge's unusual design. The railings tapered inward, creating an optical illusion that made the edge of the bridge appear solid and safe from the dog's perspective. Long-nosed breeds, with their keen sense of smell, were particularly susceptible to this deadly trick. Despite these plausible explanations, the mystery of Overton Bridge remains unsolved. The deaths continue, each adding another layer to the legend. Whether it's the scent of skunk, the lingering curse, or the unsettled spirit of the White Lady, something continues to draw the dogs to their fate. As the sun sets over the Scottish hills, the bridge casts long shadows across the ravine, silently bearing witness to the countless tragedies that have taken place there. And as night falls, the wind howls through the arches, carrying echoes of the past, whispers of a mystery that may never be fully understood. In the remote wilderness of northern Russia, near the frigid waters of the Barents Sea, there is a hole so deep that it has earned the title of the deepest man-made excavation on Earth. This is the Kola Super Deep Borehole, a relic of the Cold War era, when the Soviet Union and the United States were locked in a silent race, not just for supremacy on the Earth's surface, but for dominance in its depth. The project began in 1970, with Soviet scientists and engineers drilling into the Earth's crust with single-minded determination. They were not looking for oil or minerals, but for knowledge of the planet's deepest secrets. Over the years, the drill bit chewed through layers of ancient rock, going deeper and deeper into the Earth. By 1989, the borehole had reached an astonishing depth of 40,230 feet, more than 7.5 miles. But as they drilled deeper, the conditions became more extreme. Temperatures at the bottom of the borehole exceeded 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and the rock was much denser and harder than expected. Scientists pushed the boundaries of what was possible, but even they could not overcome the enormous pressures and temperatures that lie miles below the Earth's surface. The project was eventually cancelled in 1992, leaving the borehole as a testament to the limits of human endeavor. But it wasn't the technical challenges that made the Kola Super Deep Borehole infamous. It was the stories. Stories of what scientists were said to have encountered deep inside the Earth. One of the oldest legends is that of sounds from hell. As the story goes, when the drill reached its deepest point, scientists lowered a heat-resistant microphone into the hole to listen to sounds from within the Earth. What they recorded was said to be so terrifying that it drove many of them insane. The sounds were described as a mix of human voices, screams, groans, and cries for help, resonating from the depths of the Earth. The story spread like wildfire, fueled by religious and occult groups who believed the hole had pierced the veil between this world and the next, opening a portal to the underworld. Some claimed that the scientists had accidentally released something evil, something that should never be disturbed. Skeptics, of course, dismissed the legend as nonsense. They pointed out that the so-called sounds from hell could simply be a mix of natural geological noises, distorted by the harsh conditions at such depths. But the legend persists, and the Kola Super Deep Borehole has become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are places in this world, and below it, better left unexplored. In 2005, the borehole was sealed, its metal cap welded shut to prevent anyone from tampering with it. The site, now abandoned, is a desolate place. The only sign of human activity, the rusted remains of the drilling equipment. The borehole itself is marked by a simple, weathered plaque, a stark reminder of the extraordinary feat of engineering that took place here. But the silence that now surrounds the Kola super deep borehole is heavy, as if the earth itself is holding its breath, waiting. The legend of the sounds from hell may be just that. But for those standing at the edge of the borehole, looking down into the abyss, it's hard not to wonder what really lies beneath the surface, and whether some mysteries should be left buried. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more chilling tales. Your support allows us to continue bringing you the best in horror entertainment. Join our community of thrill seekers by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, so you're always the first to experience our newest and scariest stories.